All right, so New Home Source Professional, I feel it's one of those little hidden products that not many people know about or use. And given the current situation, I think it's important to kind of remind you guys of what it is and what it has to offer you, because it's all new construction. And that new construction still has to get sold, okay? It's there. So in New Home Source Professional, it allows you to pull up information on new construction and create flyers, and it even allows you to post to social media, but it also gives you a landing page that you can share with your customers and allow them to go ahead and search. When they search, they're never going to see the sales office, okay? So it's already on your dashboard. It's right toward the bottom. You click on it, it launches, and you have to make sure that you have a couple of things in place before you can start sharing anything with your customers. So in the top right corner where it says My Account, some of the fields that are grayed out are being pulled from the MLS, so you can't modify those, like your name and your email, but you can specify a zip code, and then you can opt into some of the email offers that they have. Your password, we're not going to touch it because, again, it's single sign-on. So if you start messing with this, then it stops being single sign-on, so we're going to leave that alone. The next thing that you have to make sure you do is where it says customize your showing new site, or in the menu option, my showing new.com site, you have to make sure that you load your information here. So anything with an asterisk is a required field, and this is going to take your information and plug it into that landing page that I mentioned that you can share with your customers or blast it on Facebook, have your customers refer it to other people. It allows the customer to search new construction, and they see you as the point of contact. They're never going to see the sales office. So you're going to plug in your information, upload your picture, your broker's logo. You can customize your background image. I tried tons of different images, different sizes, and it worked with different ones. I tried 3 or 4, so you shouldn't have a problem customizing this background image. And then at the footer, that's at the very bottom of that page. You can go ahead and add in whatever you'd like. I chose to add in hyperlinks to my social media. So to add a hyperlink, you've got the little link icon. You click, you provide the URL, you click OK, and then it's going to go ahead and plug it in for you, and you can change what it says. So I added in links to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, what have you. If you're using Google Analytics, you can also plug in your info so that Google Analytics can track the traffic to this page, which comes in handy when you want to see maybe when you're getting most traffic. So if I share this page at 9 a.m. on a Monday, did I get more foot traffic or online traffic than if I had posted it, Wednesday at 12? So you can start to kind of use this to gauge when your posts are most active. And then, of course, you save what you've done. Now, this page, the link that you would share is right up here, and you can edit that. And if you already have a website, you can actually get the code for a widget so that you can have a little box put on your website. So this is what the landing page looks like. And all your customer needs to do is sign up with their email, and they can go ahead and search, but everything is branded with your information. So if you notice, my info is in the top right corner. If they look in, Homestead, as they're clicking around, they continue to see me. They can click on any of these model homes. And again, you're the point of contact. So they don't see the sales office. Now, when you're searching as an agent, because you're searching from an agent account, you get to see the sales office. So it's a little different view. If you have a website, here's what the widget looks like. If you don't know much about your website and you have someone that manages it, you can go ahead and just copy this code, okay? Give it to them and they can paste it into your website, but this will plug this little box into your website, which searches New Home Source Professional. If you don't have a website, don't worry about this yet. Now, in terms of searching, I'm going to go back to the home screen. Once you've got that set up and ready to go, you can add in your clients. So where it says My Clients, and this is just so that you can really easily email them properties and developments from within New Home Source Professional. You can add them in manually by clicking on New Client. You can export them. You can select and export them, or you can import them. So what you might want to do is maybe export all of your buyers from Matrix and go ahead and import them into New Home Source Professional so that you can start sending them some of this new construction. If I go back to the home screen, now that we know how to set up our profile and we've got our clients in there, searching in here is really easy. So if I wanted to search new construction in Doral, I'm going to type it in, and they have Lennar in here. They have Ryan Homes. So they have some of the big time developers in here. I'm going to go ahead and plug in Doral. You have some additional fields down here for pricing, bed, bath, and square footage. I'm going to go ahead and click on that magnifying glass. So at any point you needed to go ahead and plug in additional criteria, you've got it up here at the top. But what they do is they divide it by individual models and then by communities. So if I wanted to see entire communities, I could. They're also letting you know that you can get text and email alerts about promotions that these builders have. And especially now, I'm sure they're going to be rolling out promotions like maybe, you know, higher commission or what have you. You can go ahead and sign up for that. But if I click on any of these properties, I can see the additional information. And on the right-hand side, because my account is an agent account, I see the sales office. Your customer will never see that, okay? I can go read through this. I see the plans. I see all of the information. I see agent compensation. But you see how it says share over here for social media? I can go ahead and post this development or this model home on Facebook. And when they click on it, the customer or my followers, what they're going to see is that landing page I had originally shown you. So they're going to be able to click on this, and they're going to be able to see the information for this development on my landing page. Again, never seeing the sales office. Just one thing to note, if you have a business page, make sure that you switch from newsfeed to the option that says share on a page. Otherwise, it gets posted to your personal account. And I know some people like to post to both, but just going to point that out. Okay, so you can share this on social media. Now, if you prefer, they have the option here where you can save it for a customer or email it to them. All I have to do is plug in that client name, and then I can either save it for that client or I can save it and email it. And this is a small preview of what that email looks like. Now, one thing that I do need to tell you is when you email it from here, I'm not going to have anywhere to go see that history. So we're used to certain systems keeping track of what we're sending, and you're not going to see that here. So what they added was you can edit the message. So if you wanted to say something different, you can, but you can copy this, paste it into your normal email, like your Outlook or your Gmail, and send it so that you have a history of those sent emails. And that's up to you. That's personal preference. And they also have a flyer. So they have an agent version, which is going to include things like your commission rate. And they have the client version, which is going to be client friendly, and it's not going to have any of that commission information or sales office information. Okay. So that's like a little general synopsis of it. And again, it's important to know that this is here because these developments are still there. Those homes are still under construction. And when you run a search, by the way, you can see their status. So as you hover over each of these icons, you'll see what each of them mean. And so if it's got those lines, it's under construction. If it's not filled in, it's in the planning phase. If it's completely filled in, it's done, it's completed. And if it's filled in and it has a flag, that means that they have model homes as well. So they have model homes set up. So the fact that you can share a landing page with your customers, blast it on social media, tell everybody to share it, that's going to give you a nice little sphere of influence, or it's going to expand your sphere of influence. And then the fact that you can just post it to social media is really convenient. Click on Facebook and start posting to Facebook any developments that you're interested in promoting. I would contact those sales offices and see what they're offering you as well, and see if there's any paperwork that you need to sign in or sign up, I should say. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor. I'm not going to unmute everybody just in case you want to stay muted, but if you would like to unmute yourself and just ask your questions, or even if it's not a question necessarily about this, maybe you have a question about something else.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to ask, because I kind of came in a little late. how would I go ahead and share this? How do you post it on like Facebook, for example? And is it available to post on Instagram?
So right now, first I'm going to tackle the Facebook, Instagram. They only have Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. And that's because what they're doing is they're posting a link to that development or that home, that model. And so Instagram doesn't allow for interactive links. So my recommendation would be you could go ahead and take the flyer and kind of do a screenshot of the flyer and post that on Instagram. But a lot of people are using Linktree. So I don't know if you guys have heard of Linktree. Linktree allows you to, because in Instagram, the one place I can post an interactive link is in my biography, in my profile. So a lot of people are using Linktree and they're posting a picture or a flyer and they're saying, click on the link in bio. And what Linktree allows you to do is list as many of these links as you want. So then I would go ahead and I would create my Linktree and have all the different model homes in there.
And Linktree, is that like a free app?
It is free. Yeah, it is free. I should have mentioned that yesterday too. It is free. So, you know, that's one way of sharing it. The other way of sharing it is they are giving you a landing page. And instead of focusing on specific models, this is the link to my landing page right here. Instead of focusing on specific models, you share this landing page and it allows them to, you know, search whatever they want. Now, what's nice is they have to register simply by supplying an email. And whatever they do in there on your end, you would be able to see that. So you see how I have like a little notification?
Yeah.
It's letting me know that I have a customer that did something. So earlier today, I went into the system and I pretended to be a customer so that I would have an example. But when you click on manage my client activity, it's going to tell you who the client is. It's going to tell you what they did. So they added this as a favorite. They saved it, I should say, and when they did it. So now I can go back and I can say, oh, I've got to go talk to her and I've got to follow up with her. Because the landing page also has a little contact form at the bottom, maybe they land on this and they don't know what to do. They just want to talk to you directly. They can go ahead and supply their information and you are going to get an email notification letting you know that someone is trying to contact you.
Okay.
So you have a couple of different options. The landing page is one of them and it lets them search whatever they want and they have to register with an email. So right there, you've captured a lead. And then your other option is you can post those specific properties to Facebook, or if you want to post it on Instagram, take that flyer, post it, and then create a Linktree and just have all of those listed on Linktree.
Okay.
Any other questions? I got a quiet group today. If you don't want to talk, you can use your chat, the chat feature as well, and type out your questions.
This app is on our dashboard, right? The new home.
Right. So it's on your dashboard. This is what the icon looks like. So all you have to do is log into your gateway, click on it and go. Just make sure that when you click on it, if you're going in for the first time, that you go to my account and myshowingnew.com site and you set up those two sections before you start working with customers. Okay.
I have a question regarding the old MLS app and the new MLS app. I had sent everyone the share my app, the Go MLS.
Okay.
And now with the new MLS app, it's literally two separate apps. They didn't like update the old one. They just
created a brand new one. So your customers are going to have to, when they go into the old app, it's going to prompt them to download the new one.
Okay.
Okay. And if anything, it will stop working. But if they're still interested in using it, at that point, they would tell you, hey, I tried to use that app you told me to use and it's not working.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, and you would just resend them the invite from the new one. Okay. But yeah, just be forewarned, for those of you who are using Go MLS, the app has been updated, but what they did was they used to have one app per association, basically, and they've merged it into one, and now you just pick as the agent. You just pick the association from the start screen, and then that's the last time it'll ask you that. But they had to basically merge all of them into one app. Okay, so just make sure that they delete that old app. Hey, Donna, you have a question?
I'm new to this whole thing, but
Okay.
I wanted to know what is the first thing that I need to do? Would you recommend as a newcomer?
First thing you need to do as a brand new agent, make sure you've gone to your matrix classes.
It's listed on the website?
Yeah, we have videos on our YouTube channel, and you also have videos on your gateway under Miami Realtors Live. But the trainers have a YouTube channel. I'm going to go ahead and plug that into the chat so that everybody has it. But we have all of our matrix classes, and we're still doing live webinars for those as well. So you can see those on our calendar if you want to tune in live like you did today. And I'm going to go ahead and leave the link to the calendar as well. Okay. And so I would make sure to do the matrix classes. I would do the tax roll, so IMAP and RPR. And also I would make sure that if your office uses Form Simplicity, that you know how to use Form Simplicity. If they use dot loop, that you know how to use dot loop. We have videos for all of this. And then at some point, make sure you set up your social media. So we have social media videos already posted as well that show you how to set up your Facebook business page, your Instagram account, Twitter, how to run an ad, how to link everything.
Okay, sounds good.
So that's what I would do to get started. And then you can jump into something like New Home Source Professional and start posting on your social media.
Okay, because I have somebody who wants to I want to show them property, but I have no clue. And even with the MLS, I don't know where I tried, I opened one and looked at it, but I don't know if that's
you don't know how to share it. And then I would watch the videos. And then, like I said, we're still doing live webinars. So much like today, it's not as open of a dialogue, but it's live and you have us there and you have a chat and you can ask us questions. But we're still doing those live sessions, and we have plenty of videos for you on YouTube and on Miami Realtors Live.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. Does anyone else have any questions? At this point, whether it's New Home Source Professional or you have one more lingering question, feel free to ask. We wanted these to be more of an open conversation so that you're not just sitting there listening to us go on and on.
Well, I just jumped in. Is there anything in specific that you're asking about? Or is it just based on MLS?
She had asked a question because Donna's brand new and she wanted a little bit of guidance on where to start and what classes to take. But I did the New Home Source Professional little synopsis. It's like a review of the highlights. If you've never used it and you just jumped in, it's a great way for you to search for new construction, share it with your customers, and post it on social media.
Is there any way that you would be able to help narrow down maybe some criteria in an MLS search?
Narrow down criteria in an MLS search in Matrix?
Right. Is this just like a free-for-all,
So this is for new construction.
Oh, this is for new construction. Oh,
right.
Okay.
And so new construction doesn't always make it to the MLS because they don't have a folio number, what have you.
Understood.
So this is new construction. Not to say that it has everything, but down here, what we see most of is Lennar and Ryan Homes. And those two developers are using New Home Source Professional.
Okay.
So when someone tells you, oh, I drove past a Lennar development, you're not going to find it in Matrix. You come to New Home Source Professional. You as the agent, you see the sales office info so that you can talk to the sales office. But if I share that with the customer, they're going to see my contact information, but they'll get, the amenities, the HOA, floor plans. they'll see the different models.
This might be a ridiculous question to ask, but is there any type of like price changing that you see during this COVID-19 thing going on in the new construction?
Nope.
Nope, nothing's changed there. It's the same.
Nope. I think if anything, they might just be offering better incentives for you as an agent.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't. I was, in here looking around at things. Things still seem status quo.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of pricing, I haven't really seen any major changes. But like I said, I think if anything, incentives for you guys as agents might be a little better now, because those homes are sitting there either constructed or about to be finished.
Mm-hmm.
And so they still got to move that inventory.
100%. We all got to move the inventory. That's without question.
Yeah. So I just like the fact that it's really easy. It's convenient in the sense that I can go, if I work a certain market, pull up the new construction in that market, in that area. And there's a little button for Facebook that makes it really easy to just click and share.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you. I've just been jumping into all these like Zoom calls that have been offered through the MLS. I didn't know this was based on new construction. Is there anything that you like? What are you battling through for new construction homes for buyers in this situation?
The battles for buyers in this situation is because we are in a quarantine, state, and because we have the social distancing in place. That's not to say you can't go see it, but it's made things interesting because people are fearful. Some people are fearful of leaving. So even if you practice social distancing, and I've heard of people doing showings where one person goes in at a time, and I've heard of people doing it via FaceTime. I think that's one of the battles is how are they going to see it? And then if they do venture out, is the development going to allow it? So I would have to double check as an agent. I would have to double check that first. Maybe a workaround would be you call the development, and if they're okay, you go and you can do like a virtual walkthrough and do like a FaceTime situation or record a video and send it to them. You could even go and record videos and then edit them using different products like maybe, Canva or what have you.
But they wouldn't, they're not offering new construction like Lennar and all these companies. They're not offering to already give us as agents these virtual
They
tours.
might have marketing materials. Not all of them do, but if they have marketing materials, when you contact the sales office, they usually readily share that. Normally they would. It's free promotion for them.
Yeah, exactly. They do it once and now it gets spread between everywhere within Facebook, Instagram.
Not to say that all of them already have those materials, and I'm sure if they don't, they're probably working on it.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But yeah, that's why I say call the sales office for, or the number that they provide. Like Lennar has a general 1-800 number on all of their developments. And you can just call and tell them, oh, I'm interested in the development that's in Doral. This is the name. And they have marketing and they have packages prepared already. So
I myself, I've never sold any new construction homes. I'm more of an investment real estate.
Okay.
And I do more of like the bottom feeders type stuff, like short sales and distressed homes.
Okay.
So new construction is a little bit more
foreign for you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't really deal with, buyers per se where I'm showing a home and hey, figure out financing.
So it's a little different for you.
For me, it's more like, hey, this is your ROI, this is going to be your return. This is the price. This totally is what we're selling it to you out. This is what makes sense, and we can rent it at Section 8 and get you like this. New construction for me, I don't see. Is there any way? Do you see that a Lennar property could quote unquote go as an investment based, even in this new construction, like?
Maybe if they purchase it and they rent it out. But it's going to take a while for you to see the return on that investment.
100%.
But you could play it up as here's an investment opportunity for a rental.
Oh, that's what it is.
And you have to be mindful
for rental.
Usually it's with condos, but some associations don't let you rent the property out for a certain amount of time.
Does Lennar do that?
Not that I've heard of. It's usually condo associations.
Right. It's usually condo associations that put that restriction.
Marilyn just chatted in the chat. She sent me a message that for sure Lennar is offering incentives. Go ahead and call them. So Marilyn's already called apparently, but I figured as much. I don't make those phone calls since I'm not an agent. I'm an instructor, but yeah, I figured they would be offering incentives. So Lennar is definitely offering you guys incentives. So Donna, did you have another question?
No.
No? Okay. Because I saw the little hand that you guys have when you have a question. You can raise your hand. But yeah, Marilyn is getting emails already. Because you can sign up for notifications through New Home Source Professional. It looks like Lennar has been sending those emails out.
But what are incentives in new construction? It's just the increase in commission?
The incentives is usually it's an increase in commission. That's
so it's great for us in that sense, but what about the buyer in that sense? Are they giving any increase?
I mean, so as an instructor, I can't get into like any legal terms or talking, too much about like the ins and outs of commission. But I mean, at that point, that conversation is between you and your buyer. If you're willing to maybe negotiate.
No, I'm not talking about commission. I'm saying they're giving us as agents concessions, but what are they giving towards the buyer during this time? Like increase it. They might increase it on me. I get it. That's wonderful. But what's going to incentivize my buyer to say, hey,
I don't know if they're offering any incentives for the buyers. Sometimes they might create a different timetable for the payments. They have to put a certain amount down, and there's usually a payment schedule. And maybe they're extending that payment schedule, or maybe they've reduced. These are maybes. This hasn't been confirmed, but maybe they've reduced, that not reduced, but changed that payment schedule so that they're not paying as big of a payment with each of those scheduled dates. So you would have to talk to each development and see if they're offering anything for their buyers. But yeah, you would have to talk to them to see what they're willing to do or if they're doing anything. Like I said, I wasn't sure about Lennar and Ryan Homes and whatnot for agent incentives, and it just so happened that someone who's attending today has verified that. But I would talk to them and say, okay, what can we offer my buyers? What can we do to motivate them, and see if they've set anything up. Okay,
I appreciate it.
I don't know how to raise my hand in the little thing.
Just jump in.
As far as Lennar, I had heard in Arizona. I don't know here. Some of the construction, they have several models, and there is a model with an in-law suite. So
they call them next gen.
Right, next gen. So a lot of people were using that as an investment.
Because you can close it off. So for those of you that don't know, they're calling them next gen or multi-gen homes. And the setup is the main home has like a little offshoot. There's a door, and it's almost like, I don't want to say efficiency because I feel like there's such a negative connotation in South Florida sometimes, but it's its own separate living quarters that's still attached to the main home. And there's a doorway. So they're promoting that as a multi-gen home, so that maybe as your parents get older and you have to move them in, they have their own private space. It has a little living area, it has a little like it has a bathroom, a little kitchen. They're promoting those big time. And sometimes people to promote them as, hey, if your kids went away to college and they come back and they need somewhere to transition, you can. But yeah, it's all right. People can also just close that door off and then have that be like an investment opportunity because they can rent it out. And those are multi-gen homes.
Another thing that I wanted to mention, I know right now we're stuck because so many people are losing their jobs, and we're trying to find a good client base. Thankfully, because I also work in a hospital, most of my client base is in the hospital. In the last, just because of the Instagram lives that I've been doing, I have 4 possible clients.
Which is awesome.
That's great.
My recommendation to everyone is think of the hospitals, the nurses, coming up with incentives. Everybody's trying to give to hospital workers at this point in time because they are the front line. Get yourself a mortgage loan originator and somebody that'll stick with you and use that Heroes program as an incentive for hospital workers. What is the way that realtors can give to
Yeah.
we can contribute towards your closing costs. Maybe the mortgage loan originator could throw in some money for an appraisal, something like that, and market around hospitals. We have Cleveland Clinic, Florida. We have Jackson Memorial Hospital. We have
we have tons of health systems down here.
So
tons.
Focus on the people that actually are able to work and are able to substand this era, and market to those people. And Maggie, I actually did go last night with my virtual assistant. We went into Home Connect, Wing, broker,
Total Brokerage,
and Agent 3000. Because I don't have a CRM. I have all these people, and I have the old notebook, their name, their number. That's how I had it. And after going through all of them, Agent 3000 is actually the only one that charges. All the other ones are free CRMs.
Okay. So if they're offering that at this point and you guys want to take advantage, so that's a CRM component to those products. The CRM allows you to upload, your contacts. Double check the limit, because some of those products have a limit on how many contacts you can have uploaded. And then it allows you to blast emails. So I know a lot of agents are paying for services that provide leads and their contact information, and then they upload it into their CRMs, and then they blast out those emails. So that's definitely an option at this point. And you can even do a lot of those. We don't have any of those products on listed on our services for you, but if you choose to go that route, you can even do it like by zip code. So maybe you can target the zip code for certain hospitals if you do what Sarai was mentioning, and target those areas. So that's a valid point. Yeah, times are tough. I mean, as soon as I think things equalize and stabilize themselves a little bit, people who were looking to buy or sell are still going to want to buy or sell. And I mentioned this yesterday in a live session that I did. This is going to force people to either fall in love with where they currently are, or see every fault in where they currently are and say, oh, maybe I need to find a better space. So Robert's one of the other trainers, and he is sitting in helping me moderate just in case we have any interesting people that join. And he wants me to remind you guys that the only CRM that's truly free is Homes Connect. Total Brokerage CRM is free. However, you do have to pay to send the emails. Agent 3000 CRM is packaged with the email component, an IDX website, and a video tour creator for $20 a month. So just keep that in mind.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, guys. It was a pleasure. Thank you. If you have any questions, I gave you guys my contact information. That's my cell phone number. Feel free to reach out. Texting is usually a little bit easier, because if I'm in the middle of a webinar or a coffee chat like I am now, it's kind of hard to answer the phone or get back to you. So just make sure that give me a text, and if you need me to call you, I'll definitely call you when I get a chance. Okay, and stay safe.
Thank you. Stay safe.